Hey everybody, I'm Preach, and you're watching Preach's Drunken Confessional. I get three wrestlers and myself together on a table, we start drinking, and we start talking. Let's have some fun. It's Preach's Drunken Confessional. Hello everybody, I am Phineas James. Everybody calls me Preach. I am your host, and this is the first episode of Preacher's Drunken Confessional. This is the part where we put all ourselves over. So I am one of the top trainers in the country for professional wrestling.
Hey, cheers, I'm Kid Osborne. I'm the greatest professional wrestler, at least here.
No. Eat a bag of dicks.
What?
And that's what this whole conversation is going to be. It's gonna be a big argument about who's better.
And now I'm wearing beer.
He started. Can we get to the intros? And I am the All-Father, wrestling's richest prize, Mr. Darius Carter, number 337 in the PWI 500. I just wanted to put that out there.
And I would like to add that the only reason that he's not slurring his speech is because he was late.
We don't need to do that. So.
And I am Blackwater. I've been drunk since yesterday. I'm still drinking today. That's all you're gonna get, man. Just watch my stuff and you'll see it for yourself. If I'm good, if you think I'm good, hire me. If I'm not, then just like my shit anyway.
We're going to go subject by subject here. So our first subject for the evening is going to be a softball. What do you love about professional wrestling today?
Well, I mean, I think that it's the mix of everything. Right now, wrestling can be anything you want it to be. It's not about like back in the day where, oh wow, this guy's too small, he's not believable. Whereas like now it's like, I will fucking give every one of you a choke slam. And it doesn't even matter how big or, how big you are.
I'm not taking that choke slam. I'm not taking it.
If I can do it, you'll take it.
And I hate to speak for him, but I'm going to guess that Darius Carter's not taking that choke slam either.
Yeah, I'm outside of the ring.
I'm powdering for that one.
But you know what I mean? Like right now, it's wrestling can be anything you want it to be, and all that's stupid. What's believable and what's not in pro wrestling is kind of out the door.
Okay.
And I don't mean that there's so like the psychology of it and everything that is believable, but it's not to the point where what people in the 80s thought, and then they bring that into into the 2000s, it's over with.
I feel attacked.
Yeah.
What a statement.
So, I feel like everything that you just said might be my reason for not liking today's wrestling.
Rather from the opposite, on the other side of everything you just said.
Now from the old fart perspective. Well, I do enjoy the diversity of wrestling right now. I think the fact that a lot of today's wrestlers came up on video game wrestling and not necessarily watching wrestling as a product. And I think, to dismiss the absolute athleticism that it takes to do what a lot of the wrestlers are doing today is silly. And obviously the fans are gravitating towards some of that. And I think there's a way to do it right, as long as there's storytelling involved. And I know a lot of fans and a lot of wrestlers think today that old farts are like, you don't tell a story anymore. Well, listen, any wrestling match that you enjoyed, it had a story in it. And if you don't realize that, you're a fucking idiot. There you go.
I mean, well stated. I like the colors, how colorful and how eclectic wrestling is now. I like that a lot of styles are getting an opportunity because, again, now we're talking about pure wrestling and technical wrestling, and now that's getting its opportunity after for a while it was kind of like, it was grouped as, chain wrestling, and chain wrestling is boring, and nobody wanted to do it. I mean, I'd want to start the matches, and it was like, when they heard wrestling, it was like, I want to skip the chain. Let's get to the stuff, the meat and potatoes. I'm like, take your time. And that's what I like. I like the colors now, but I want people to, I want guys to, there's a style to it. There's an art to it. You know, if the people who moved quickly in the 70s don't move the same way that people that move quickly now, if that makes sense. Footwork and patterning and
registering, honestly.
Yeah, and registering.
Yeah,
and
there's
letting
not
it
enough
happen.
registering. You know, like if listen, if I walked up to you on the street and you said some shit about my girl or something and I kicked you in the face, guess what? That's gonna fucking hurt.
Yeah.
You know.
No.
And for you to just go, oh, fuck you. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit.
Yeah.
And make sure you don't get blown up too. Because if you want to call all these things, the number one thing is when a guy calls a lot of stuff is they'll forget their own thing, or they'll blow up.
Yeah, you just talk. You can just say my name.
I wasn't gonna say. Listen, I'm just saying. I'll remember my opponent's stuff better than because I know what bump I'm taking, but then they'll
Yeah.
forget what move they're throwing, and I'm like, how does that happen? You know what I mean? My back's to you. It's time for the German.
You just gotta know
I'm waiting.
how
Yeah,
to
there-
fill in the bullshit when you're blown up. Because I'm the king of getting blown up. And I'm going to fill all that shit with bullshit. I don't care what anybody says. I get blown up.
Oh.
And my partners be like, what we doing next? I'm like, shut the fuck up. And then I just start getting into character. Like, yeah, stay the fuck down. I'm tired.
This was the thing that I learned from Tim Donst was like if I would be blown, he would be blown up, and then and he would do whatever the spot was, and instead of just like, you know, going to grab him and grab a hold, he would be too tired to even do that. And he'd be like to the ref, like, oh, ask him, you know, like ask him if he can continue. I'm like,
But it's really him
and then like a
fucking-
ref would be like, hey, are you alright? And he's like grasping for every dear life. Ask him again.
Ask him if he's got any oxygen. Ask him.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea. But we just put his shit
I
on
remember-
blast now. So now we
Sorry, Tim. Sorry.
But to your point, like I mean, even now, I think that you know, there are still like little mistakes that a lot of like younger guys do, and it's like I think that no matter what happens in a match, if you slap me in the face, it shouldn't be that stupid. Like you slap me in the face, and then I turn around at the crowd and like have to register it for like 5 minutes.
No,
and then
that's
come
silly.
back. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
that's so dumb. I always like that. Like you slap me in the face, and then like immediately I freak out, and then maybe it backfires on me. But I think anybody's initial reaction of getting slapped, because it doesn't just necessarily hurt.
It
It
fires
just
you
is
up.
so annoying.
Right.
It is the most
It's
annoying
the most
thing is to get
disrespectful
slapped.
in real life.
There it
Yeah.
is. There it is.
At
Yeah.
wrestling,
It's a get.
It's so reactionary, professional wrestling. It's very reactionary. When you're in the ring, you know, those are, you know, you call it in the ring. Those are some of your best times is when somebody gives you a little something and you react to that in a natural way.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, now we're creating something. The fans will always get it.
Yeah.
The fans will every single time. And that's the thing is it's like you try to reinvent the wheel that doesn't need reinventing. It's great the way it is. Do it your way, but it's a wheel. You don't have to make it a square, a triangle, a pentagon,
I
a
love that.
rhombus. It's a wheel.
A rhombus.
Yeah.
Pulled a rhombus out of his ass.
I had to throw one of them out there. I was gonna say trapezoid.
I need to
show- I need to
Because
show
my
I just
intellect.
wanted to be. I just wanted to be venomous. All right, that's my contribution to this table chat. All right, I was just gonna
Until
throw
the
out.
whiskey starts kicking in, and he goes,
Yeah.
"That shit was dumb."
I'm telling you right now, the next time you guys come here, this table's gonna be a fucking trapezoid.
and it'll be within still have better psychology than certain things today. But still, no. But that's what it is. Is that reaction? The fans get it every time. They eat the same stuff if you give it to them right. You know, they will eat a great 10 punch. They will eat the back body drop off the like. If you deliver it, it works.
Yeah.
You know, and people say, "Oh, Ric Flair, you had the match," and people criticize it. From a criticizing, they'll say Flair had his type of match. Of course he did, but the fans reacted in droves, sold out crowds
Yeah.
every single time. So it's like if you can't get that reaction, but that man can doing the same thing, who's that a statement?
Yeah, that's fair.
I agree.
I don't mind the athletic matches. I don't mind them at all. As a matter of fact, there's been several of them that I've enjoyed thoroughly. But the one thing that separates it all for me personally, this is just my personal opinion, is that if you're not selling anything, then I'm not buying anything. It's that simple. You know, if you are doing all that crazy stuff, but your selling is fucking on point, I'm there. You got me. I'm there. I'm with it. You know, I mean, there's guys out there, you know, your Zach Wentz's, your Trey Miguel's, they're fucking phenomenal. I mean, just the athleticism is amazing, and I feel like those guys are on point with their selling too. And that's that's the right way to do that stuff. That's the stuff that gets me.
I agree. It's same thing with me. It's like those people that can go back to that self. Like I got complimented on it when I wrestled Cannonball like last week, and I don't even realize that I do it. It's just because it's one of the things that I like to do. Yeah. And also, it's like while I'm thinking, I could always sell what I did. Or maybe it actually was still hurting. I don't know.
Something I say to my students all the time in order to get them to remember is wrestling's like prison. No matter what happens, go back to your cell.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's cool. But like,
felt good.
I always
he
like
did
that.
That was
like,
loaded in the chamber and shot at the perfect time.
Yes. That's why the kendo stick is my impact weapon.
Man, fuck you, the kendo stick.
Because that kendo stick sucks.
See this fucking, see that scar right there? That's a Blackwater scar. My top of my motherfucking head.
Kendo
Fuck
sticks
you.
are terrible, but the things I can do with the kendo stick though, like, I love to. That's my thing. It's like everyone's gonna like hit you with a chair. I'll take a chair, and I'll angle it a certain way, and I'll be like, can I fit a finger in there?
Oh
yeah. Can I fit a hand? Can I fit a toe?
Yeah.
Like if you're Matt Riddle, if you walk around barefoot, oh, you're dead. If you wrestle me and you're barefoot and a no disqualification, I've already thought three steps ahead.
See, now
I'm like, can I put that in a rope?
I love Matt Riddle. I love Darius Carter. I love that style of wrestling. Give me somebody who's going to throw people around, who's going to grab a hold and twist it. As much as I hate to even put him over because he's a piece of shit. But I miss matches like Del Rio used to have, where I'm going after that fucking arm. I just watched the match actually that was really good. Anthony Henry versus.
Is this a ball match?
No, yeah, the Time Splitters. What's the Alex Shelley?
Yeah,
Anthony Henry versus Alex Shelley. And Henry went after the leg of Alex Shelley, and man, he worked that leg the whole match, and it was so. And Alex's selling was so on point, and man, Henry did a double leg dragon screw, a double Alex Shelley caught the rope, from a shoot off, and Henry grabbed both legs, twisted them, and fucking dragon screwed that. It was so good, dude. I popped so hard for that.
But you can get so much out of that, because you want to know what is you can hit that, and a lot of guys are, pick you up. Brainbuster. It's like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, and then kick out, and then next to the superplex spot, and it's like, whoa, that right there, if you do that to me, I'm selling it. I'll pull the knee pad down, I'll milk it, I'll crawl out, I'll make it look like, oh my God, this match might be over because you just almost broke the man's leg. And the fans have registered that, right? That's like and that's my thing is it's like wrestling almost becomes selfish now because it's like you're not wrestling for the fans, you're wrestling for yourself. Yeah. And that's the thing is I'm not wrestling for myself. I mean, of course, my character, right? You're getting everything over. But if the fans aren't reacting, I'm not going to do it. There's no point in it. If I can get something out of a stomp, I can lift my foot and just keep it, above your head. And the fans are like, oh, God, here it comes. And I stomp, and they, it's got to get a reaction. If I do something that doesn't get a reaction, I'm not going to do it again. And the thing is that some guys, they don't care. They're like, oh, the crowd, they blame the crowd. Well, these were 20-year-olds. They don't like this, and it's like, bro,
you gotta work with them.
Yeah, it's like it wasn't good, man. And it's like just admit that it wasn't good, or it wasn't what you wanted it to be.
That's the problem right there.
There it is.
My goodness.
And
that's exactly the
It's because this isn't like a concert where like you're a band and they know the album that you're touring on, where they know what you're gonna play. This is completely different than that, and. One of the things I like about your matches is like when I watched your match this past weekend with Marcus Mathers, what I thought was when I watch yours, I go, it literally looks like he's thinking in the ring all the time. Like as in you're thinking of like, oh wow, did I hurt his leg? All right, now I have a million ideas of what I want to do to hurt it more. And then I just go, oh shit. And like that's why I'm like
you can see the little wheels,
and then I'm like,
wheels turning.
Like even like and it just like when he was hanging over the on the apron, your foot's like over the rope, and I'm like, that looks like that's gonna hurt a lot. And you didn't even stomp it yet. And then
Just
you
getting
would,
ready
and
to.
then I go, fuck that, holy shit.
Jesus.
He's gonna do it again. He's gonna do it again. And you look over and you're just like, I think I might do it again. Wham!
Yeah.
And I just go, Jesus Christ. I'm so happy I'm not him.
but that's the thing is, it's like, again, you can do that. I don't have to grab a chair. I don't have to do all these things. You can still do it a particular way. The whole point is to make them care. If nobody cared, then it's like I gotta switch it up. And that's the difference. It's like you gotta understand like how the crowd perceives your character. You can't just look at it from your perspective. Like what you were kind of alluding to before with yourself. You're thinking of how the fan is looking at you.
Yeah.
So when you're selling, I know the crowd wants to see me suffer, so I gotta sell good. I can't just not sell well. Like I'm just gonna beat you up and then you hit me and I don't know how to sell. I gotta, oh, here's the camera, oh, and then they're reacting to the fact that I'm suffering because they've seen me beat this guy up for 4 or 5 minutes. Now he throws me across the ring and I'm wincing, my back, and they're like, that's what I want. You have to have that selflessness in a way.
For.
Yeah, you have to have that selflessness, and that's what made to really wrap that whole thing up with the Ilya Dragunov is, they beat each other up, but they did it with emotion.
Yeah.
There was a story. It wasn't just like I'm gonna red in your chest and chop you for 10 minutes or 20 minutes and then powerbomb go home.
No.
It was like chop, leaning on him.
Yeah.
And Walter was like, get off me.
They took that old story of you've got a big guy who's really good and a little guy who's really good, and what's going to happen when you get them in the ring together? The big guy's going to win most of the time because a good big guy is going to beat a good little guy most of the time. But they took that story and they made you feel sympathy for that guy because he was getting his ass kicked, but no matter what happened to him, he kept coming. He kept coming, and that's something that we all look for in ourselves. That's something that we all are like, I feel like if I'm getting my ass kicked, I still have a second wind in me.
Yeah.
We all believe that, even if it's not true sometimes. But we all want to believe that.
You should
know?
believe that.
Yeah.
You should believe there's a second wind. If you just give up after the first
I
win,
believe it. I just don't.
Sometimes
feel
you gotta
that
give
shit.
up after the first
I don't be feeling it. I believe it. Though.
Do you know?
I wanted to get back to the point of selling a body part because you can actually, to your character, there are layers, okay? And just like there were layers when you're on the offense, there have to be layers when you're on the defense.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you when you're on the defense? You know, who is Darius Carter when he's on the defense? I'm this vicious person, but when I'm on the defense, you see the desperation.
Yeah.
You'll see I'm looking around for something to get an advantage. Some guys, if you don't have that, some guys only have the offense. When you beat them up, they don't sell, and then it's like, well,
They're just
They're
dead.
just
You're
waiting
just-
for the next spot.
right.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, well, I laid on the mat. I'm like, that's not selling that you just laid there pancake
fuck that.
style.
You gotta
I was
fight
like,
back.
right. I'm like, show me something. You know what I mean?
Jesus Christ, young wrestlers, I'm so tired of the tired sell.
Oh.
Please get more creative for Christ's sakes.
Yeah, look at this. And here's what it is. And here's going to be a common reference. Everyone will get this. It's No Mercy, right? And the video game for the N64.
No, not everyone's
Okay.
gonna get
Well,
this.
not everyone's going to get this. But this is going to be for the popular ones. Or the kids.
Oh,
All right, this is just
motherfucker.
So, but what it is actually, but there would be a point where when you bled, it would be like how you bleed, and then it would be like, oh, do you get desperate? Do you get angry?
Yeah, the little
like,
names are flashing.
right, but then you would kind of look at that. If you were going down, if you were scrolling down, you'd be like, oh, that's interesting. So my whole thing is like, how would your character react if you were busted open? Do you become?
I'll be bitches.
Or do you look at it, you become more vicious, or
Yeah,
do you
you
look
would.
at it
Yeah,
and go,
you know I would.
I gotta get out of here. Like I gotta powder, I gotta regroup. Like you there should be levels, and you should know what your character would do in any given situation. And
Let's go with what is the funniest thing that you've ever heard, seen, or been involved in wrestling?
oh god,
I'm gonna start for you.
in or out of the ring? Wait.
Doesn't matter.
Oh no.
Doesn't matter. But I'm gonna start with it. This is by far my favorite story to tell in wrestling.
Oh no.
So, I was working for, I think it was SWF, but I'm not sure what company it was. I think it was that one. No, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I'm only unsure because I've been drinking a lot. But
We're only on question.
I'm just
I don't
asking
think-
because I know where this is.
I was supposed to. When I was called, I was told that I was going to have a match for one of their titles against Steve Scott, who I love. Steve's a great guy, really solid performer, and really easy to work with, and a great guy. But I get there, And as I get there, I find out that not only is it now an 8-man match, but I'm in charge of it. I was told, oh, if Breach will put it together. Okay, I guess I will.
Man, that's a
So,
lot.
and I found out that 2 of the guys in the match were having their first matches in that 8-man. So I go up to one of the young men, and I said to him, "Hey man, how are you? It's nice. It's nice to meet you.
I'm done.
So I guess we're in the match together. What do you like to do?" And this kid looks at me, and he says, "I like to skateboard, hang out with my friends."
No. All right. Okay. Wait. Cut the camera. Wait, we gotta cut this.
What was this,
So I
their
said-
first
Nah, that's
date?
gotta be edited.
So I swear to God, that's
I'm
true.
about to
So I said to him, "All right, cool, buddy. I'll see you out there."
If somebody said that to me, I'd have been like,
Needless to say, when we got in the ring, this kid got 1 punch off and then he got pinned.
oh my God, I don't know. And I'm gonna. You see the undercrawl of the nose?
Yeah.
There's a lie being told.
Yeah.
If you've ever
He just pulled a Morris Day. He went, either somebody sipped somebody in my drink or you're the finest motherfucker I've seen in ages. There it is. There it is.
I hope you edit him doing
Where's
that.
Jerome? We need a Jerome.
Yeah. Where you from? Oh, I'm from Texas.
In this stand.
That's going to be a meme tomorrow.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
But that's just one. But I really, really love every time somebody farts really loud or shits in themselves in the ring. And it's happened to Jeff Cannonball and Jimmy
you
Lloyd.
like that?
And I don't care. I'm putting it out there. But
Like that?
one time, Dojo Wars, Jeff Cannonball farted really, really loud in a match, and it was really, really quiet, so you knew it was him. And it was right in front of
It was loud and
fucking,
quiet.
I
damn it,
feel-
what's the camera guy's name? Grasso. It was right in front of his face.
Chris,
I don't-
Yes.
I
and
don't
he-
think Jeff Cannonball would be angry about that at
Yeah,
all. I think
it
he'd think that was
it was
funny as
so
hell.
delicious.
If you pooed it in the ring with me,
Jimmy Lloyd pooted
Go home.
in his singlet
I
twice,
Go
I
home.
think.
Just go home.
Again.
Roll up.
I'll roll out powder.
No, I'm flinging that shit like a monkey,
Flinging?
dude. I'm pulling that shit.
Flinging?
I'm
No,
pulling
we
that
rolled
shit
it
out
as
of my...
in-
It's a fucking
Yes.
roll up, and that's
Nah,
it.
bro, that's my
I'm not rolling nobody up after they fart. I'm not rolling nobody up.
Done.
I ain't
Hey,
get shit on my arm.
If I
Let's
ever
go.
shit in the ring,
I'm disqualified at that point.
If I-
Yeah,
I'm good.
I'll
I'm
take
gonna
the
grab a
count
chair.
out.
I'll grab
Can't lose a belt on a count out, so get the fuck out.
Listen.
That's it. Bookie
No,
T. See you
it's-
next month,
It's
brother.
a weapon. If I ever shit in the ring, I'm digging in my Mortal Kombat gear. I'm
Jesus
throwing it at
Christ.
that
That would
motherfucker's
happen.
chest.
I would
Nah.
And it's
literally.
up to them if they want to continue the
Nah,
match.
that's-
I would,
Darius,
if you
how about you,
threw
Darius?
shit at me, I would stab you with. the
Well, let me
fucking
tell you
thing.
one
With
thing.
the shit.
One thing I would do is wrestle a nice, clean, professional match after that.
Next
wait,
topic.
did you-
Shut the
did you
fuck
have
up,
one?
kid.
Oh,
He
yeah.
didn't have his
No,
favorite.
I don't care.
God
Good.
dang.
Get out of jail free.
This is my show. I'll fucking decide.
Kid
what
wanted to
happens.
hear it.
Okay, you're right.
Kid wanted to hear it.
All right, so
I wanted to hear it.
next topic is what is the worst thing that ever happened to you in a wrestling match?
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you know, there was that time where I believe I got thrown out of the
Oh
fucking
shit!
ring.
Oh shit! I was there.
That's
Holy
one of-
moly!
That was one of my favorites.
Oh my god! That was
So-
fucked
Because he's
up.
not dead, it's my favorite.
So,
This is a good
So,
story, y'all.
I,
Buckle up. Go get a drink. Buckle up.
it was a Halloween show.
Cheers.
Was
It was
it?
yeah, because I was DDP. I spent.
Darren always lost it.
Did you have the rib tape?
Yeah. Yeah.
Whoa.
Did you answer the door naked?
I use a roll of paper towels to rub it around
man.
my fucking.
This is a moment of realization. I'm grateful. I'm grateful.
She didn't break
Because
your
DDP is like not to interrupt this, but like I never just like the good guys in anything. I just don't like the good guys. I never did. I was
I
never
never
really
did either.
interested.
I bought a cigar and everything. for it.
DDP was the best.
He was my favorite.
Good guy.
I had my hair. I got a shower before I left, and my hair is wet, and so I had to put it in like this really ridiculous like scrunched up thing, so that when it dried, I pulled it out and it was just like DDP's fucking whacked out fucking hair. And I
Did you do the Nitro promo from the video game where you press circle? It was like DDP. Anyway, I was excited. I was excited. Anyway, I got excited.
Anyway, like I
was excited.
I went to his his theme and all that, and who was there? Who wrestled at that Dojo Wars for that Halloween Havoc Dojo Wars? You wrestled
the guy. Yeah.
Crowbar?
Crowbar.
Crowbar.
Yeah, Crowbar
oh my
wrestled.
God, such an amazing person.
Yeah, he's such a
Love
cool
Crowbar.
dude.
Love.
And he wrestled there, so like there's a picture before my match where I'm going like that, and I have all my shit, the cigar in my mouth, my hair nuts, and I have the fucking paper towel like protector.
But he committed. There is no Diamond Dallas Page.
And I was wrestling Nate Carter. Nate came out to
Was Nate Ahmed Johnson?
no.
That would have been awesome.
I said that was selfish. What I just said, because I knew he did it, but I wanted it.
He was
Wanted it to happen.
he loved Dean Malenko. He came out to the Iceman and he did the whole like and so we had the match. I took a Beal off the top and I landed what looked like it was fine, and I broke my collarbone.
There wasn't no
right.
Beal.
No, from the collarbone. Yes, it was.
Oh.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Well, the story's not over. Relax.
Why don't you
I'm
let
so
me
sorry.
finish?
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
I will stop.
I took a Beal from the top rope, and I landed, and I was like, whoa, that feels really weird. I thought maybe this is what a separated shoulder feels like. It was a clean break on my collarbone, and that was the beginning of the match, and we were the main.
And not the worst thing that happened in that match. Continue.
Yeah, and we had a whole match. Like, I even hit him with, like, I was like, see ya, and then hit him with the cutter and everything. And then it was literally the end of the match where he goes to, Nate would hit me with a buckle bomb that I've taken so many times from him.
Oh yeah.
And
I wasn't.
and
I would have thought I was there.
he lifted me up for it, and his dreads were in the way, and he couldn't see, and he wasn't in the middle, like where you could see the, and he threw me, and I was like, just go, you're fine. It was the exact same as like when we were at, when we were training, we had a practice match, and I freaked out, or I flipped out about something in a match, I guess I did, and he gave me, a bold. He just gave me a move, and I was like, just fuck it, and I just took the loss, even though I wasn't supposed to. All I said to him was, just fuck it, do it, it's fine, because I was already pissed off that my shoulder was like hurting beyond
And you were
belief
supposed
and
to
no
win.
adrenaline. Yeah,
so you were
so he was
just
supposed to
like,
hit me
"Oh,
with the buckle bomb, and he was going to hit the ropes and go for whatever the next thing was. I was going to duck it, hit him with my finish, and then win. And I went the whole match with a broken collarbone, didn't realize it. I was using my left like it was everything. And it was in so much pain. And then he puts me on for the buckle bomb, and he couldn't see, and he threw me over the fucking ropes, and I just had the wherewithal to turn,
Crazy.
and
Crazy.
and then because of that, I broke my wrist. So I broke my right collarbone and my left wrist.
Wait,
So
wait.
Can you even
Hold on.
imagine? Let me finish. Can you even imagine the days that follow? What it's like? Try and wipe your ass.
Fuck that story all up. Wait, hold on. Let me clarify what exactly happened, because he didn't give you the visual here.
No, he just.
So he went for the buckle bomb, and he got thrown over the buckles and down to the concrete on the floor.
Yeah, I broke my.
That's
left
what
wrist.
happened.
Yeah,
It
and
was
I-
horrific.
tried to catch
And the
himself.
fans went dead silent. They did not know what
Yeah.
to do at all. They were like, was that supposed to happen?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't
So
supposed
that
to happen.
means wrestlers,
Screw 'em.
stop trying to
Yeah.
kill yourself because the
Wait,
fans don't
wait,
give a fuck.
wait.
When you die.
So
Move
I was
him out of the roster.
so I was one of the guys in charge of Dojo Wars at the
And you,
time.
and you go running
And I go
over.
running over the kid, and I'm like, dude, are you okay? And he looks at me and he goes, no.
No, I'm not. And then all I thought was, and then I was like, I was like, well, I have to win this match.
No.
And then he just goes, no, you're gonna stay down,
Yeah.
and that's the end of it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, because I was like, I'm completely fine with that.
And then I turned to
And that
fucking
was
DJ
the
and
end
I'm
of
like,
Halloween Havoc,
Yeah.
2017.
I grabbed the referee who was a student, and I'm like,
Count 'em out.
I'm like, get in the ring, count him out quickly, and get everybody the fuck out of here so we can take him to the hospital. And this fucking kid goes inside. This is the one thing I remember. The fucking ref goes inside and he goes like this. He goes, 1,
Ugh.
2.
We could have, if you had the camera on me, dude, if you could have had the camera on me, you and I both could have looked up and been like, they would have been looking at me like, are you fucking
I would have
kidding?
just
Yeah,
done the
yeah,
good
no.
old
And by the time he got to 4,
Good old
by the time he got to 4, I went 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Thank you, he's out.
Right, at least give me a 1, 2. This guy.
Man, I would
By
have
the
been
time
like,
he
"Hey,
was-
thank you,
Smackdown
By the
one
time he
referee.
was done,
One.
my shoulder would have healed, and like I would have been
The
able to
flick
go
of the
back
wrist.
in. But
I will tell you one thing right now.
the best part of it though, the best part was like, yeah, I mean, my collarbone broke in the beginning of
collarbone?
the match,
It broke.
and it was off a Beal that he hit fine, and I landed, which it literally
You landed
it
fine.
looked fine,
Yep.
but it was just a weird
It did look
angle.
fine.
And then wham, and it
Shit
broke.
happens,
And I remember telling him, dude, something doesn't feel right. And
He protected himself as good as you could have.
Yeah.
So he turned.
And,
that,
Honestly,
that was
Kid was
crazy.
a beast that night.
yeah,
but-
yeah, he was on fire. He was.
so-
Yeah.
well, and then the best part of the whole night was that I made Nate change me. like I was like, I can't take my pants off. And he was like, I got you. He was like so
I got you.
apologetic.
I got you.
So the worst experience of my career, easily, was the Pete Dunne situation.
Oh, yeah,
Where so here's what it is. So Pete and Pete is the coolest guy, right? He's just a great guy, and we want to do all these things, and it was fun, and the match was like, what's crazy about that match is that match was actually really good. And because of the situation, everyone forgot all the work I put in and Pete Dunne, and it sucks because if we were one move from the finish, Pete was gonna hit the bitter end, he goes home, and it would have been like, now you all gotta eat crow. Because like, I just gave you a performance, what's your excuse now? But because of the situation, it took it all away. So we wrestled this match, and this was a match, by the way, where Pete was throwing chairs at me. I was in the what do you call it?
Faction.
Trying to think of the girders, whatever you call them. And he's throwing the chairs at me, boom, boom, piling them up. Like it was a tough, hard hitting match. I'm hitting him. We're making great contact for guys that have not wrestled each other before, and that we're just basing ourselves off conversation. You know what I'm saying? So we were out there putting it into each other, and at one point I had the Tier 1 championship, and there was the UK championship. Now I should have grabbed the UK championship because it was just a great condition title. It was in better shape. I grabbed the Tier 1 title, which was flimsy. Okay, it was just flimsy. It was my biggest regret. I'm not a man of regrets, but I should have just used the UK title because it was just in better condition. So I grabbed the Tier 1
You would
title.
have held it.
Yep. Else I would have held it. You know what I mean? For a guy with as much thought as I have, I can't believe that I didn't. But so how that missed me. But I was in the moment, and I grabbed the Tier 1 title, and I go to, and I hit him with it because that was part of the thing, and the belt wrapped around and cut him open.
Oh, Jesus.
So, boom. He falls to the ground. He's bleeding, and I'm like, oh no.
Ah,
Like
shit.
literally, I've never felt that way.
Yeah, yeah.
I looked at him. I'm like, here's the WWE superstar, My big match, big opportunity. Just cut him. He's cut open and cut bad. I see it. I was like, yo, what are we doing? And then it was like the next spot was for me to hit him with the pedigree, and I was like I wasn't grab him, hook him, hit the pedigree. Was not the best pedigree in terms of like I did not let go the way I should have, and it kills me and it hurts me because I pride myself so much on protecting my opponent in ways that people will never know. And you know that because you came back from a life-threatening, career-threatening, I should say, neck injury to trust me with that. I take so much pride, and that's the worst part about seeing any news about me. I don't care what you say about me, but to say I don't try to take care of my opponent, I dedicate myself to the protection of my opponent, to you to get over and for you to be healthy. And for him to have been hurt like that, when I saw that, I was like, oh my God. And with the pedigree, boom, you know, we go to the home. You know, he gets me in the triangle trap, the triangle choke. Tells me to tap immediately. He's like, call it, tap, go. He goes back. He handled it very professionally. You know what I mean? He was upset when he first got back there. By the time I got back there, I think it was already let out. We went to go find him in a hospital. He was not there. I was there with Dennis Long, and we went to go. So I'm thinking that Trent Seven and them just drove him off. They just took him away because we went to the two most local hospitals. If he wasn't there, we checked his real name. We checked him because we knew what his real name was. He was not there. So we're thinking they probably just were like, fuck. You know, they're British guys. So they were probably like, let's go. Let's get out of here. But that experience for me, the way I felt when I saw him laying there like that with the blood, that was like, people will never know how I felt. You know what I'm saying?
Did you get to talk to him afterwards at all?
I did, and he was very cool, and that's what made me, because that was the most nervous I ever been. Really, like I guess in my career and in my life, I was just very nervous because I was like, social media. What am I gonna do?
Your
any
career,
chance they
like,
get
is
to
it gonna
bury you, they
affect-
will.
Yeah. What is your favorite thing that ever happened to you in wrestling?
Oh.
I met this man right here. Because without this man, listen, man, this don't have to be the alcohol. Without this man, you are so beautiful.
RBD.
They spelling out every name. P-R-E.
I can't spell at this point.
No, I'm hitting with the Billy and Chuck. I don't care. I don't care.
Listen, man.
That was nice.
It has to be Preacher and Matt on some realness because when I was in CZW, I would pitch so much to DJ, and Matt would just look at me and be like, I'll let you do that shit. And I'm like, really? And he'll book it in H2O and give me the matches that I would ask for because DJ says I wasn't over enough to do it there.
That was the least of the issues.
Yeah.
Like, you were definitely over it. That was never a question.
Hey,
Anyway.
and without so I was trained, but without Preacher smacking me and say, all right, now that you know how to do moves, let me teach you how to fucking wrestle. So he was one of the good things that happened to me. That's just legit, man. I can't put it any other way. That is a simple, with that little statement that fills the whole void of my whole career. So,
Well, I can promise you one thing, man. That's definitely going to make the final cut. This is going to be the end of our show here. I could not have picked 3 better people to do this with. I love every single person here. Darius Carter,
Who's
outstanding
in one of
wrestler.
the top 500. That's all I got out of it.
Kit Osborne, who will absolutely be in that top 500 next year.
Osborne is so good. It's so ridiculous.
Blackwater,
And the commentary.
one of my best friends. I hope you guys have enjoyed the first episode of Preacher's Drunken Confessional.
oh, and I'm drunk. There's no doubt about that.
This is Darius.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
I didn't
yeah.
have to talk much because I'm like, fuck, I don't want to say something stupid.
I don't know if you guys enjoyed it, but I can promise you the 4 of us did.
Yeah.
So
That's what
we'll
matters.
see you next week, same time, same channel. Go fuck yourselves.